They say the neon lights are bright on Broadway, and people say there's magic in the air.
The average performer will never get the chance to star in a Broadway show. These are the stories of a college music theater program, its teachers, and their students who are anything but average, and whose chances just got a whole lot better.
I don't think they would say, I don't think they call you like, sorry, you're not getting it.
That'd be so much more simple though.
I know, it would be. It really would.
My name's Emily Schrader and I'm from Portland, Ohio.
This audition you'll hear relatively soon.
The letter to December.
By December?
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty soon. I mean, I've never heard people, like, my year, yes, but after that, because I heard 4 days after my audition. But I don't think that they just, like, stopped doing that, I think, after like, the program started getting a little bit bigger and more known.
I actually heard about this program from a friend who had auditioned here, and she was in musical theater like I was. And from when I was younger, I knew that musical theater was what I wanted to do. And since I'd heard about the reputation of the program, I decided to audition. That's why I'm here.
In this room, you'll basically be like sight reading. I think there's some like eurythmics, like clapping rhythms of things. They might ask you like what key the song's in or something. If you don't know, that's completely fine. I didn't know any music theory when I came here. That's what your classes when you come here are for. It's just kind of a audition thing.
And there is the music theory placement. So what they're doing in there is kind of like sight reading things and rhythm things. So like clapping rhythms and things. So just to kind of get an idea of where their background in theory is.
Oh, I remember my audition at Baldwin-Wallace. I was one of the kids who didn't know where I wanted to go when I started auditioning. So I auditioned at Baldwin-Wallace in late January 31st.
I come over here and I take a tour, and I have a voice lesson with Cynthia O'Connell, who's on the voice staff here. And it's like 4:30 and admissions is about to close, and they're like, you need to go in there. And so we all ran in there, and they're like, fine, you can audition at 4. And so I auditioned at 4 o'clock. And everyone's waiting for me. I spent the whole day here, and I look like that little kid from A Christmas Story, with the like he couldn't put his arms down because I was so covered in like just winter clothes. I know I did -8. I'm like, why am I here?
And I just remember I had the worst time getting here because it's Cleveland winter and the snow, and I was in a terrible mood, and I came here.
I walk into the audition room with Vicky. My dress won't zip up. I'm a mess.
And I was really nervous. I get nervous for all my auditions. And I just didn't know much about the program.
I sing my 2 songs, and she says to me, have you ever heard of Mac and Mabel? Because you look a lot like a young Bernadette Peters. And I was like, yeah, I've gotten that before. And she goes, yeah, Mac and Mabel. And I went, I actually have the songbook in my backpack. Do you want me to go get it? She goes, go get it. I ran in there, I'm like flustered. I come out, I'm like, what do you want to hear? What do you want to hear? And so I sang Time Heals Everything, and then I did my monologue, and she was like, and that was it, and that's when I knew.
The great thing was all the students who were working and all the people I got to meet were so comforting and so welcoming here, and I felt immediately at home. And then when I went into my audition, I mean, I just totally fell in love with Vicky and Nancy and everyone else who was in there. And then it finally sealed the deal because we got to see a masterclass that day, like these kids are going to get to. And when I heard the talent here at Baldwin-Wallace, I was sold, and I knew
in the room
it was
with
the
her,
exact
that
place
was
I
it.
wanted to be.
You have to make your song worth singing about. All right? The story you create, the environment you create, whatever you do, you have to make your song worth singing about. Musical theater would never happen if Ravenel had looked at Magnolia and Showboat, not knowing how much you know how to express how much he loved her, so he broke out into a song, right? Until then, it was opera, and they said, I love you, and then they sang about it for 20 minutes. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. But sometimes you need to make sure your story inside your head is that important enough to be sung about.
I'll do my best, what else can I do? Since I wasn't born.
But you are the tall blonde girl. You are you're short brunette. You are the cutesy redhead. You are the burly guy. You're the funny guy. So whatever you are, you need to know that and accept that and be happy with that. Because we see that too. If you'd rather be something else, if you'd rather be different, if you'd rather change, we want to see a whole person up here who says, this is what I have to offer. Coming from a place of hope is a very, very important thing to me. Your glass has to be half full most of the time. It's a better way, it's a more attractive way to sell yourself.
To the day that I die, I won't miss you in Vietnam. I'm gonna kiss you goodbye.
This has to feel like you've never sung this song before. I know some of you are like, oh, here she goes, she's gonna sing Gimme Gimme again. I've heard it a million times, you know what I mean? She always sings that song. But you know what, it doesn't matter. There's nothing to me, there's never a song that's overdone unless if you do it the best, all right? And you still need to be up here. It still needs to be like it's your first time you've ever sung that song. I wanna watch you choose your words. I wanna watch you create this in the moments, all right? There's tons of examples to use, but I'll show you, the only one I'll state right now is That's Alright. If you know in Spark of Creation, some of you know that song, and that girl sings, That's Alright if you're some kind of crustacean. And I want to say, how many times did you use the word crustacean this week? You know what I mean? But it came right out of her mouth, right? She didn't have to think about it a second. She didn't have to create that word at all. I want to see you choose every word.
Overcoming my nervousness and just performing to the best of my ability, because I think I shortchange myself sometimes. I don't think that I'll do as well, and I go on and I don't do well. But if I just keep a focused head, alright, I think.
They're going through a little bit of a phase where they're like, I'm kind of nervous about this, but I know this is what I want to do, which is how I felt too. You know, it's like, you think about, this is the next 4 years of your life. You don't want to mess up this decision.
I know that they're nervous right now, but I wish that I could just share with them all that it's a really pretty chill audition, just to go in, be yourself, and do your best.
Just by them applying here, it's a step in the right direction, I think.
And picture yourself doing well, and you will.
Because I know for me, it took a while to get to this decision, but it was the right one to make.